Hello, wealthy family, and welcome to today's Mindset Monday. Thank you so much for coming and sharing some time with me. I love and appreciate you all. So, today is Earth Day, and I wanted to share some of the beautiful gifts that Mother Earth has given us, as that grows and flourishes natural in her habitat. Some of these herbs are bought, some of these are easy to find, some of them not so much. Some I just grabbed from my garden. But I just wanted to change and shift the mindset around it, because a lot of around herbs and the benefits, because um, as consciousness and awareness grows and people begin to look for a deeper meaning, and they look to placate some hurt feelings because lies have been exposed, things have been found out. There's outrage and finding out that there's weather tampering, right? Just talking about Dubai a few weeks ago, one of the YouTubers, I don't want to diminish him by saying a YouTuber, but one of the individuals that I follow on YouTube and social media, Master Shri Akashna. I know y'all have heard me talk about him. I've been talking about him for years. He moved to Dubai a few years back from London, and he was on a live, and he was in a train of thought. He was saying something and walked outside and was like, "Oh, it's gray here because they're making rain. They're making the clouds." And then he just kept going on with what he was saying. And I was like, "They're making clouds? What the fuck?" And then kind of find out just last week now they have these stupid weather phenomena. They're having these waves and oceans in the desert. Like, no, that shouldn't be happening, right? All tornadoes, all these inscribable phenomenons, the earthquake in New York, etc., etc. So finding out that the individuals that have assumed and taken control and use the power that they've gotten to be nefarious and have very wide ill intent, and they like to play with the weather and the air and the food and etc., etc., etc. A lot of people are looking to break out of the mainstream ideology. They're looking to go against the grain, and because of that movement of individuals saying, no, I want to do better and see better. I want to get off these 50 million medications they have prescribed in these different pills that we have. What else can I do? Natural remedies, homeopathic remedies, the green thumbs of individuals looking to dive deeper into information has grown. So I just wanted to share something that my family, we've always been in tune with a lot of this. I remember growing up, my mom used to rub Jamaican rum, so Ray and nephew, or she would get eucalyptus oil and rub on me, right? We use Vicks sometimes, but a lot of eucalyptus oil, a lot of natural remedies. When I had worms, or it was believed that I had worms, I used to have to eat papaya seeds and stuff like that. So always into the natural remedies. And with the son who is autistic and has the disease of being autistic and has been a victim of the heavy metals that were pushed into him at a young age. He's 16 now, and he's evolved and he's grown so much, and he's overcome a lot because of the different ways how we changed his diet, right? He went from having multiple seizures a day when he was stuck on McDonald's chicken nuggets because he didn't want anything else, right? He's autistic, he's screaming, you give him what it is that he wants to placate him. But when we started making changes in his diet, got rid of the microwave, didn't let him eat fast food, processed foods, moved him on to sourdough bread, had him only drinking water, started introducing some of these herbs, we really saw a drastic change. So not to prolong anymore, as I'm looking for some of my packets, I want to just go by some of the things that help you physically and then also in the spirit. So first up, we have agrimony herb. Agrimony herb. So this is good for upset stomach, for diabetes. It's also known to help kick the little c dis-ease, whatever you may have that little c of. I don't mention the word unless we're talking about the zodiac, right? In which case we're talking about Cancer. But I don't even like to speak that word in the form of dis-ease because of the vibration it holds. So that herb can help assist in the in the helping of getting rid and bringing yourself back into balance and putting your body back at ease. Okay. So it's good for upset stomach, diabetes, and that little C. And spiritually, it's really good for protection. Okay, you can use it in your baths. You can use it to burn. You can dress your candles, things of that nature. Next up, we have mugwort. Mugwort. Okay, so mugwort also good for digestion, irregular menstrual cycles, women. Also Cersei is really good for that. I didn't bring that into this video, but Cersei, I wish I did because we have some. I'm turning and looking. It's on the fence right now. Depending where you live in the world, you may not know. You may think it's just a weed, but Cersei grows on the fence very wild. It's a green. It's a vine. It has fruits. The outside of the fruit is either orange or yellow. It's kind of spiky, but like blunt spikes, so not pointy, but they're blunt, spiky on the fruit. And when you open it up, it has red seeds, like in like a gel or a syrup. You can eat those. But boiling the leaves, bitter as fuck, but it's good for your blood and it's good for your menstrual as well. So mugwort, good for digestion, good for irregular menses, menstrual cycle. It's also good for high blood pressure, assisting with that. You can do mugwort as a tea as well. You can also smoke it, and if you smoke it, on the spiritual side, it's good for dreams, opening up your dreams and unlocking your subconscious mind, right? So it can, if you set the intention as you use it, right? You always want to set your intention with things, but as you use it, it can help to unlock certain areas in your mind, so you can get more of a clear answer. You can get more clear information from this herb. It'll help facilitate that. Next up, that's the camera. Bay leaves, and yes, baddie, I just went to the store and bought them. Okay, bay leaves are really, really good. I used to just always throw them in my food because that's what my mama did. But as I did my research, bay leaves actually have enzymes that help break down the triglyceride, sorry, that's in meats and in beans. So it can help aid in digestion. So really, really good for that if you have stomach issues. A lot of these herbs, by the way, are good for your stomach. And it's very important to treat your stomach and treat the gut, because that's where your next mind is, right? You can't go with your gut or trust your gut or trust that feeling that comes from there if your gut is all out of whack. So you'll see a lot of these herbs really good for that. And for the spiritual aspect of bay leaves, you can write on them, right? Let me see if any of these, yep. So yeah, big enough, doesn't have to be whole. It is, you see it's kind of broken into form, that's fine. They come in many different sizes, but you can write on the bay leaf. You can write your intention on here and then burn it, and it's good for wishes. You know, the royals used to wear them in their crowns. It's really good for protection as well. So if you place some bay leaves, if you have a spell you're working, a candle you're working, if you want protection in your dreams, you're afraid people may dream walk, you can stick some bay leaves in your pillow. It's good for that. It's good for just placing around you. It's good for warding off and helping with your protection. Okay. And next up we have, here it is, blessed thistle. Mine, my husband's handwriting, but blessed thistle, this is how it looks. Yeah, we just reused a jar, a marinara jar, but this is how it looks. I'm trying to see if the camera can focus. Blessed thistle. So blessed thistle is really good for breast milk. Yep. It'll help get that going. It's good for swelling as well. You know, after I had little one, I told you all my story, how my birth plan kind of blew up. He had other plans for me. Ended up in the hospital. They were trying to induce me and rush me out of there, but I sat for about 2 weeks, and then I ended up not progressing because I was sitting. My contractions weren't progressing. He was in distress. I ended up having a C-section. First C-section I've ever had, but it was very healing. That was just part of his story, I guess. Well, that was part of his story, I know. So because of that surgery, I had a lot of swelling. My legs were very swollen. And this blessed thistle, moringa, which I'm also going to talk about, and pineapple juice really helped me with that during that time frame. So it's good. Blessed thistle is good for breast milk, swelling, coughing. It's also good detox of the liver. Okay, and the reason why I had blessed thistle in my house wasn't because I was making tea out of it originally. It's because I was using it in my magic. So it's good for purification. It's also good for detoxing negative energy. If you have some negative energy on you that you're like, I can't get rid of, you can add this. You can make it as a tea, speak your intention and drink it. You can also put it in baths. You can also burn it. Okay. Next, we have burdock roots. Okay, burdock roots. This is how it looks, right? It looks like bark. It's very, very thick, very thick. But burdock root, and burdock root is good for acne. It's good for your skin. So the chemicals that build up in your skin and your pores that make you get acne, burdock root can help clear that out. It's good for psoriasis, which you also know is of the liver. It's also good for cleaning your blood. It's also packed with a lot of vitamins. It has vitamin C, it has magnesium, it has zinc. So really, really good for that. Burdock roots on the spiritual sense will help give you clarity. It is good for purification, and it also helps to remove negative energy. Okay. Next, we have Kalawala fern. Yes, Jamaican Kalawala fern, and this just grows. Let me pull it out so you can see it. You can't see it in this pack. But it just looks like a twig, like a leaf, like a twig. Let me see if I can get a good one. But this is good for, again, purifying the blood. It's good for eczema. So, you know, eczema of the skin. This is how it looks. It looks just like this. You can boil it, put it in some tea, right? Just stick it in the water and let it boil. It's good for multiple sclerosis, right? MS. It helps calm that down. And it's also good for immune function. Okay? Ding, ding, ding. Really good for that. This on the spiritual side can help bring clarity. It helps clean or cleanse some fog or some dense energy that is around you. Next, we have moringa, and this I did just grab from my tree. So, mind you, how it looks. This is the leaf of the moringa. It's literally, you can pluck the leaf, eat it fresh in a salad, just like that. You can put it in water and boil it. It gives a really good bright green color. It also, there's pods. I wish I had grabbed one because not all the trees produce them, but our trees produce like 50 jillion pods. The universe is like, oh, it's rare and unique. Let's give you all of it. So the pods, the seeds, they look just like peas, but they're very long. I'll see if I can take a picture, and in my editing, I'll insert it. Don't hold me to it. I'll try. But the seeds inside of it, when you open up the pods, they look like peas in a pod. They're kind of round and wide, like chickpeas. And if you eat like 2 or 3 of them, amazing benefits. Amazing benefits. You can also crush it down and make those into pills. Along with the leaves too. If you can dry the leaves and you can add it to your food, or you can make capsule out of it. But moringa is good for breastfeeding, getting your milk up with that. It's good for diabetes, helping to regulate that. It's good for inflammation, and it's also good for blood pressure. On the spiritual side, it's good for renewing your spirit, balancing emotions, and helping you have mental clarity and balance as well. Okay. Next, you have blue vervain. Blue vervain. This is good for cough and cold. It's a good antibacterial agent. It's good for stomach issues. It's also good on the spiritual side for helping you with communicating with spirits, angels, ancestors, loved ones. It helps open that up for you. It also brings in healing. It's good for attraction, and it's good for love and prosperity, or luck and love too. Love, luck, and prosperity. It's good for bringing that in for you. Next up, we have lemongrass. I just grabbed a couple stalks. So lemongrass is it's so tall. It's like as tall as me, over 5 feet. But it's good. And you can take these leaves and just boil it. You have the roots of the lemongrass. You can chop it up, the root of it, chop it up like how you would scallion, and cook it in your meats. It's good for detoxing. It's good for killing parasites. Okay. It's good to help you with anxiety. It's good for oral health, right? You can use that in your mouth. It's good to relieve bloating and also gives you energy to relieve you from exhaustion. On the spiritual side, again, it blocks parasites. It helps block negativity, and it also sheds light on dark issues, things that you may need some enlightenment in. Lemongrass will help you with that. Next up, we have bladderwrack. And yes, I'm moving a little fast because I just saw how long I've been on here. So bladderwrack. Bladderwrack is good for gut. It is a sea herb. Okay, it comes from the sea. It's like a seaweed. But it's really, really good for your stomach for digestion. On the spiritual side, it's good for protection. If you use this in protection spells, it's really good for people who work on the water because it will summon the water spirits because it's a water plant. So it will help work with those who work on the water. So fishermen, seamen, is good for the air as well because it's a grass. So it's good for pilots as well, or parachuters or things like that. It's good for enhancing the protection around them. And then lastly, we have, oh, not lastly, but almost lastly, we have maca roots, and I'm looking, and I may have left it inside. I'm sorry, but I may have left it inside. But maca root is really good for men in sperm quality. You want to, women too, it's good for fertility in general, but men, if you're having issues with your sperm, you want to get it back up, especially if you got that kaya, right, a couple years ago, and you want to get that cleanse. Maca root is really good for that. It's good for increasing sexual function, your libido, and it also helps reduce blood pressure. You can take maca root in a capsule form as well, is like the best way to get it. You can take it as a tea, but in the capsule form is good. And it's known as the sacred feminine plants. Okay, it's one of the master plants. It helps unlock your emotional side. It's good working with the moon. You know, we have a full moon coming up, so it's really good for that, and it helps you to face and eradicate fears and trauma. And then lastly, I just want to throw in I know I said the last one a couple times, but bentonite clay, calcium bentonite clay. This is really, really good for detoxing. It's good for food poisoning. It is it's good for cleansing in general, and that's both on the physical and the spiritual side. You can bathe in bentonite clay. We do put our son in baths of this every other day. He takes a bath with bentonite clay and baking soda and Epsom salt, and that's a really, really good detoxer. It helps pull out those metals. As a matter of fact, if you get food poisoning, it's really good for that. It's good for toothpaste. We used it when we make our charcoal toothpaste as well. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful for you all. Thank you for rocking out with me. If you rocked out through this whole video with me, put in the comment a globe, right, a little earth emoji, or you can put in 422. Look out for these palindromes. Make sure you're keeping yourself in high vibration and keep your mental status high all the time. It is so very important, especially, like I said, I quickly mentioned the full moon that we have coming up in the sign of Scorpio. I am putting a reading of that on my other channel, the Angels Oracle. I don't know if it'll be up before I do this video, before I post this video, in which case I make sure I put the link in the description. But yeah, just keep yourself in high vibe. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I'm grateful for you all. We need you. We need you. We need you. We need you. So don't give up, okay? And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.